with Gilbert? Is one guy?
No, to me they're different players, and from a sorting out standpoint, I'm not going to sit here and rank those guys. The one thing about that room that we're most impressed with is the depth. I mean, that we go 7-8 deep in that room, guys that we feel are quality, that could make an NFL roster. They're quality NFL corners.
Given the numbers you now have on defensive line, if those guys could stay healthy, is there any inclination to play more natural four-man line, even on running downs, or no?
Well, playing with playing Armani at our rush outside backer spot, and even a Scott Solomon, who to me is more D lineman than outside linebacker. In a sense, we are doing that, but there will be times when if we want to go, we could go real big. You put Kitch and Shelton out there in the middle, and then you could kick a Dez out to be more of an end. And so there are times when we're schematically we are 4-3. We say we're 3-4, but that's not. We're more 3.5 the way we do it. There's no.
It's
very fluid.
2-5 at times last year, right?
Mike, what have you thought of Hartline and probably a chance to see them?
Veteran guys that came in, and we knew a lot about them, people that had worked with them before, and they were what we thought they would be. Very professional, like how they approach the game, how they take care of themselves, and the positive effect they have on the guys around them, the other guys in the room. And they've both shown, and I've said this already, they've both shown throughout the spring why we brought them.
Mike, who's your best tight end?
That's a tough answer, because we have the Y and the F, so we really have two different types of tight end. The Y is more the on the ball blocker type, where that's Jim and Gary. The F is more of a move type, off the ball, more of a wing. You can flex him out some. That's more Rob. Gary is kind of a tweener. He can do both. We just like the depth in that room. We have three guys that each of them have. There's not identical skill sets there. That there's some overlap. Gary, like I said, it's kind of both. Jim's more towards the ideal Y, and Rob's more the ideal F. So we just like the receiver room that I've talked about, running all those skill position rooms. You like to have diversity of skill set to allow you to do some different things, so you're not one-dimensional. And that's one of the things that we've been so pleased with, how we've been able to develop the roster this offseason.
Do you think
we're about good? We got two more. Time for two more.
Do you think you can get the production? Now, this is a hard question because Cameron was hurt so much last year. Can you get the production from that group that when you lose a guy like Cameron from the tight end position, or is the way the offense is going to be set up that you won't need it?
Well, I don't. Defenses can dictate where the football ends up going, and we want to build a roster that they can't take away everything. And if they're giving us the tight end that week, then we have to be able to take advantage of it. If they're giving us the backs out of the backfield and dropping deep into coverage, and we can check it down or throw screens, then we need to be able to do that. If they're crowding the line of scrimmage and giving us press coverage on the outside, and we got to win one-on-one out there, we got to do it. When you're effective on offense, you have all those answers. Because as a defensive coach, you look at it. What can we force them to do that they don't do well? And you have to be well-rounded as an offense to take advantage of what a team's giving you. So we're confident in that room that even chance of prospects of getting Telfer back down the road. Yeah. The Bibbs kids had a real good spring for us. He's kind of come out of nowhere, so we feel we have some depth in the room and some future depth in that room as well that we're very pleased with.
Mike, Jim O'Neill raved about Scott Solomon today. So from your perspective, what has he been able to do in a short time to really impress the coaching staff?
I think his approach, his mentality, his physicality is something that he brings. Now, sometimes in the spring we've had to tone him back a little bit. He doesn't. Him playing in shorts isn't necessarily a very good matchup. He's a very physical, hands-on guy, and that's a good example to set. But when you have guys that can set edges and are thumpers on the edges of your defense, that can get that ball turned back in, or at least get it bubbled back and force the running back deeper to allow secondary guys to get there, and that's where your effectiveness will be in stopping the run.
So he's been in the league for a few years and bounced around a little bit, hasn't ever started. Do you think he's just a guy who got lost in the shuffle, or can Can you explain?
Some guys bloom late. Some guys don't fit in certain schemes. With his skill set and mentality, and we talk about play like a Brown. I mean, he's a good fit for us. We're looking forward. In the brief time he was out there last fall, he was productive, and that was without an off season, without a training camp. That we just he showed up, and and that's always tough when you're bringing a guy midstream that he doesn't have a chance to build the foundation with you. Now that he has, that's why we're even more encouraged with Scott, and I'm sure that's why Jim's so optimistic.